Hi guys, Michelle back today to go over um, pricing options for if you needed to give somebody a manager override price, a discount price, or correct an item price, as in something was marked $9.99 out on the gift floor, on the plant or the gift product that they have, and it's ringing up in the system for like $14.99. So how do we do that? So let's go ahead and we'll find something, some kind of flag. Let's say we've got this flag and I scanned it in typically, and it's coming up as $23.99, but the price on the flag is somehow $21.99. So obviously, the customer is always right in that scenario, and we want to honor what we marked the product at. So, but the reality is if it's something like that, we're going to go ahead and use our price tools. We'll come down here, and then there's a couple buttons here that say manager line discount by percent, manager line discount by dollar, price override by dollar, or price override by percent. So in this case, because the item came up marked at $21.99, we want to do a price override by dollar. So what this does is it'll bring up the calculated price, which is more or less our default item price for that in the system. But we're going to change this to $21.99. And then the reason code why we're changing it. So there may be some additional reasons here by the time that you get to look at this, but always choose the most appropriate reason or description. This would just be obviously a wrong price. But see how here there's a manager override. This would just be like, you know what, I'll sell it to you for this price, whatever that may be. But obviously that should be a manager decision. This one here, we're probably going to get a little bit maybe more frequently where it's damaged. It's a pot and the chip, there's a chip in it, or it's a little figurine and the leg is broken, or whatever it might be. That would be a damaged, price override. So we'll sell it to you at a discount because it's broken or damaged. So this one is we'll just say it's the wrong price. Somebody messed up somewhere and it's just wrong. So you'll say wrong price, okay, and then we'll say okay, and it changed the price on that item to $21.99. But I want you to pay attention to it. Just outright changed the price on the item. It's not going to show up as a discount or something else. It just completely overrided that line item for this order only. It didn't change the item in the system. So the next item, let's say a whole bunch of these were marked like this, and they all ring up at $23.99. When you have this scenario, you should definitely call Jody or Michelle or Lauren or front counter staff or your manager that's on duty to let them know, or just, if you have a huge line, just jot down this item number 11916, maybe, say it's a flag and price issue, and so that we can investigate it later. Because if something's wrong, we want to fix it in the system so that it doesn't keep happening. So that would be what you would do for a price override where something is marked incorrectly and you need to change it. So let's give you another example of another scenario where we're going to buy a flat of English ivy. We'll say no. And you're cashing them out. Mike walks by this flat of perennials or Jenna or somebody, and they're like, you know what, that's kind of an ugly flat. It's like the end of August, and Mike or somebody tells you, you know what, give them 10% off on that because it's kind of ratty looking, or something like that. You would go back on your price tools, and this is where you're going to do a manager line discount. So you have two options here: manager percent discount or dollar discount. So if I do percent, it's going to give me this percent discount, and I'm going to say 10% because that's what Mike told me to do. 10%. Where's my 10? You say okay. And you can see right here, it's going to more or less give me a line discount of $4 because I put in 10%. Same thing here. Let me clear the discount so you guys can see something else. Takes it back off. This one, the manager dollar discount, line dollar discount, is doing the same thing. So in this case, let's say I wanted to do $10 off. Say okay. It's going to take off the $10 and show me $29.99. This will show up in your discount that you saved $10 on your receipt. But again, this is just kind of like onesie twosie scenarios where we're gonna give a discount, and for whatever reason it might be. These two items are the only two items that you can give a discount where it's not going to ask you for a reason necessarily as to why you're giving them a discount, but it is there. I do want to point out that if you give them a $10 discount because somebody told you to, and it happens to be Wednesday and you're going to give them a senior discount and you're hitting your senior order discount, it's going to take 10% off. Remember, looking at your document discount down here of $5.20, which is an additional 10% off of these total prices. So not only are they getting $10 off, but they're now getting another 10% off. So these are compounding. It's cumulative of this discount and then taking another 10% off. So if you do that, keep in mind that if you're giving this price and then they're also going to, get some other discount somewhere else, that they are compounding. So I'm going to go ahead and clear the document discount. And then the other option is price override by percent. So let me clear my line discount. So price override by percent, if I want to click that, this is more or less price override. Like I said, it could be 10%. It's going to ask for a reason code. And this is because ideally you're selling it, it's, damaged price override or wrong price, whatever it might have been. I don't see us using this one nearly as much as you would the dollar amount. We don't have a lot of scenarios where I think this is going to apply. But you would say okay, and it's going to take off that percent. But again, this is just non-recorded, as in it should have been like this anyways, and it's not ringing up right for some reason. So that's what this is. This is these two buttons. The price override is more or less the systems, didn't do something right. We screwed up somewhere, and that's what these are. We're overriding what it should have been without any other kind of discountable, trackable types of things. Whereas these ones are giving a discount on the line, and they're trackable for some reason of Mike told you to, or it's a sale, or whatever it might be. So just keep that in mind. So that is how you override your price scenarios for different potential reasons.